Well, hello and welcome to the CRM Zen Show, where we talk about all things Zoho. This is episode 355. WorkDrive 5.0 is filing on all cylinders. We are live from Zoholics USA 2025. This is a Thursday, May 15th. You're going to see the show on Friday, May 16th. But here we are. Tyler.
Here we are.
Wow, what a show.
What an event it's been.
It has been great.
Far.
It has
Absolutely.
been. I know. So anyway, this is our booth. You like this? It's not just a set, guys. It's a booth.
Much more comfortable than last.
It's a way of life is what this is. People come, they hang out. We've had people sleep here because, they got kicked out of their hotel rooms. It's been nice. Normally when we do these things, well, we always say, hey, and now, we're going to do a little quick shout out to our friends over at Catalyst Connect and ZPortals, or a little shout out to our friends over at Avalara, or we're always talking about Zoho, but guess what? We can have them here live, and here they are. So let's get right on to it. Let's find out what is going on in the world of ZPortals. John, Mark, Manuel, come on in.
Hey, Brett.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. So good to see you. What a show. You're right. It's been fantastic. Thanks for the couch. Appreciate it last night.
It was good, man. So your booth has been cranking. I know there's a lot of really cool stuff going on with ZPortals, and we have kind of the man, the myth, the legend here. I
can't wait to introduce Emmanuel, co-founder of SecureSync, which is a new platform that we're actually getting ready to launch later this summer. And Emmanuel, I'd love for you to tell everyone how we're taking ZPortals to the next level, getting ready with AI and enterprise readiness.
Yeah, great. Thanks for the invite, guys. We're happy to be here. For those of you who are familiar with ZPortals, and I'm sure most of you have heard of ZPortals by this point, we have a similar platform that will be going live in the fall. It will be a cloud-based platform, so it won't be running on WordPress like ZPortals is. And the purpose of SecureSync is to bring all of your data into a single platform. So it won't just be limited to Zoho applications. You'll be able to extend it to other applications such as QuickBooks, HubSpot, Salesforce, Zendesk, and pretty much any other platform or any other database where you have your data stored in. And the idea behind it is that once you have all of your data in one place, that can act as a single source of truth. And you can run reports on that data. We'll have an intelligent query builder that you can use that will be powered by AI. And you'll be able to use that to create reports using the various different data sources that you'll have. And then, of course, we'll have the client portal component on top of that as well, so that you can then, with a single login, give your clients access to data from all of your different applications. So we're very excited to go live with that probably in September. If you're interested in learning more, you can go to securesync.ai. We have a wait list available. And we'd be happy to share more info as we continue our development.
Very cool. So this will work well for people who have some of their platform maybe running on Zoho, but maybe they have a CPA. They got to be on QuickBooks for X, Y, or Z reasons.
Exactly.
They're not going to be left out in the cold. They can basically still get the benefit of the plug-and-play portal. That's going to be great.
Yes, yeah. And ZPortals will still certainly be around. ZPortals is a fantastic platform supporting more than 10 Zoho app integrations with great single sign-on capabilities with WordPress for those folks that run robust e-commerce presences on WooCommerce, for example. So these two apps will work synergistically depending on your needs, and we'll be able to cater to both the SMB all the way through enterprise markets with these two products.
And with SecureSync, no more need for WordPress as your backend.
Exactly.
You guys are hosting the entire thing.
Yes, we will continue to develop and improve ZPortals, so that's not going anywhere. And we're excited about some great features and optimizations that will be going live with in June for ZPortals. So I know there have been a few, we've gotten feedback from several clients that the portal was a little sluggish or slow, so you can be excited about the optimizations that are coming on the ZPortals side, which will primarily be focusing on speed, security, and overall user experience.
I'm really interested too to see what you do with AI reporting. As I've dove further and further into AI, access to data is one of the biggest limitations I've run into, right? So the idea of taking all your different software stack, pulling it into that one cloud environment, now you've got everything that you need, right, to actually work with an AI tool effectively. It's one of the biggest limiters for me using a lot of ChatGPT lately is having to take data out of things and put it in regularly. So you'd be kind of solving that problem.
Yeah, to that point, I think one of the biggest struggles that we have is that if you operate across multiple ecosystems, you have disparate primary keys across these different databases. And it takes a lot of massaging to bring that data and unify it. That's exactly what Secure Sync will do, is using some AI, help identify and match these databases together in a much more efficient way.
Save a lot of time.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, we're looking forward to when's it going to launch? What do you think?
So we're starting the waitlist now. Early access will begin towards the end of the summer. So we'll look at bringing on our first beta clients probably towards later July.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Rock and roll. All right, we'll see you around the show. Thanks for stopping
Thanks,
by.
guys. Thank you.
Hey, guys, thanks so much from ZPortals. And now let's bring in Avalara. We have got Jed Sampson and John Otta from Zenatta here. And we're basically going to talk about what they did. You guys were so nice. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
It was so great to see you guys at dinner the other night. And we're doing a lot of work with you. You're one of our key partners that we work with is on the finance side and exciting things going on. I know we're working on a kind of a nifty integration with Zoho CRM.
Yes.
And your product. But what's new in the world of Avalara?
World of sales tax. I mean, sales tax is sales tax, right? It's just, I don't know if there's a whole lot that's kind of new. We're excited about this connector kind of in that final stages. Getting that final testing. We're excited to get that rolled out here soon. I mean, sales tax is just the evil nature of things. You get the death and taxes you can't avoid. So
it's might as well automate it.
Might as well automate it, make it easy, get it off your plate, right?
So we're pretty excited. We're going to be rolling out an integration for CRM and Avalara. Of course, they already have a great integration for Zoho Books that's built off the shelf. But for those out there that are using CRM, maybe to send a quote to a customer, they want to make sure that the tax is properly calculated on that quote, right? They could use Avalara and our soon-to-be released plugin to accomplish that.
Yeah. And if you don't know, it's really the go-to product for sales tax. And it can get so complicated. It's not only at the state level, it's the county level, it's the city level. Yep. It could be like in a little neighborhood, like this house has its own special sales tax. You guys calculate every single
We take care of it all. It's the two words that I use, Brett, and I like how you said complicated, because I always say it's complicated and convoluted.
Yeah.
Right? Because the answer always is it depends in a state.
Yep.
And so it's not always the same in one state to the other state. We've got the ability to get that rooftop pinpoint address validation. So then we know exactly what jurisdictions are in play, the taxability of the product and or services, and then how much it needs to be applied and push that right back in real time.
I know you guys take a lot of pride too in how quickly you update. If there is a change in a tax law in any zip code, essentially, you guys are super speedy to get it updated.
Yeah, we've got a compliance department that's probably 250 at least right now that are all they do 24 hours a day is just read tax law and check to see what the updates are and then upload it to the cloud so our customers can have quick real-time access if you can to those updated rates and real changes.
All right, man. Thanks so much for stopping
in. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Thanks, Chad.
Appreciate
it. And last I checked, Tyler, this was a Zoho conference.
It is. It is a Zoho conference.
It's a Zoho conference, and we haven't had anybody from Zoho on yet. So,
that's true.
Perhaps it is time.
I think so. One of our favorites from the Zoho side.
I've
awkwardly dancing her way to the frame.
Ana Acosta, come on in.
Happy to be back, y'all.
I believe you joined us last year on the show.
I did. I love being a recurring guest here. I think what you all do is amazing, and I love being here at Zoholics with you all. Thank you.
Look at those kicks you got. Show those to the camera.
Zoho colors.
Goodness, those are cool. So how's the show been going for you?
It's been great. It's been hectic. It's been one of our most amazing, biggest show yet. So I'm so glad to have you all here as a gold sponsor. Love the setup. I love doing the Zen Show on here.
Well,
yeah,
it really, really did. So any big announcements that have come out of the show so far you want to highlight?
Yeah, absolutely. We are here focused on AI for sure. So be on the lookout for AI agents, anything AI that is coming out. You may not see it immediately, but definitely be on the lookout. And if you don't see it, it's because we've done it so seamlessly.
A little behind the scenes magic.
A little behind the scenes, exactly. We're trying to make everyone's lives easier.
So I guess analytics blew up. You kind of had to separate a couple tracks, double it up this time. So what caused that, you think?
I think it's just that our Zoho Analytics platform has been thriving. It's been great. It is synchronizing seamlessly with every single product. And not only that, but we are seeing the market uprise in analytics specifically. We had so many people in that track that we were asking for more chairs and eventually just got flipped into a new track. And we're seeing it not only on the huge development side, but customers, just what we used to see with CRM on basics. We're seeing it with analytics being a huge crusader in this market.
It's always been one of my favorite platforms. I think for a lot of small businesses, the idea of getting a whole picture, right, of sales, finance, project management even, and that's not even all of it. But a lot of times if you can put together that report, it's like, this is exactly to the penny how much money you made on a project, right? That is like game-changing data that's non-trivial to access. It's one of our favorite things. But I'm excited about AI agents. I've not got my hands on them yet. Seen little snippets of the studio and the agent builder. Anything you want to share on those? Is there a timeline? You can't commit to anything.
Exactly.
Is there some rough idea of when I'm going to get my hands on those?
Yeah, we're hoping it's in beta by next quarter.
Nice.
We definitely are working on it, but there's no set timeline yet. We're just hoping to make sure that everyone gets their hands on it when it's done right.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. Zoho will be making an announcement about it, but it's all the rage right now.
And I know kind of one of the bigger areas of focus for you guys this year and going into next in the future is kind of that enterprise readiness. It's always been an area that, you guys get a lot of feedback on it, some of the things that are and are not supported. So I know kind of security, some of the API throughput are on the list. Anything you'd want to share for some of those maybe larger customers, maybe using one or two apps, but haven't been able to go all in quite yet?
Yeah, absolutely. This year we are really focused on getting all of our certifications, renewing all of that. So we are enterprise security and privacy ready. So not only is our on-premise thriving, our SaaS solutions are actually just running just as they should be for enterprise market. We are updating product features to make sure that this is working for huge companies. We're making sure on exceeding limits, making sure that we can keep up with the demand for that market. And that being said, you all are no strangers to this enterprise market. So
absolutely. And I've definitely noticed over time, there's been a lot more flexibility on your guys' side. If there is some type of limit that's like a deal breaker, right? Like, hey, this is just not going to work. And we've definitely noticed that you guys are adapting quickly. Yeah. Right? Because people really want to use the product, like the price point, the feature set is great. And so just catching up on some of those rough edges. And we've already seen the progress.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. And I want to make it clear that it's thanks to partners like you all that we're able to do this based on product feedback and having you all out there helping us with our enterprise clients in the trenches with us. We're in there together. We were just in India not too long ago dealing with all of this as well. And having partners like you all are what keep us going, make our product better, and hopefully bring more companies into this.
When you bring up India, one of the great things there was literally meeting with the product teams, meeting with those people. And it was great to see that feedback was embraced. We started seeing it rolled out. Yep. A lot of the changes that were requested are happening because of those meetings. So it was a long trip, but it was worth the trip. So anyway, very good.
We'll make sure to be on the same flight next time, Brett, and making sure we both get on that flight.
Exactly. All right. Well, Ana, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for having the show. We got one more full day to go.
Yep.
Here we are.
Really?
Here we are. All right. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Well, we want to thank everybody for stopping in and joining us. And with that, let's get right on into the news.
Here's that transition sound. I was missing it.
All righty. So we're going to start off with introducing Zoho payments for the U.S., the better way to get paid. This is interesting because this has been around. Maybe we've just been on beta.
It's been in our books. It's been a pop-up. We've been able to use it. So it seems like maybe it's been early access. Maybe for partner accounts, sometimes they'll kind of use us to beta test.
Well, now
it's an exciting one.
Now it's available. So if you're a Stripe user, you might want to consider this. They're basically going after all your credit card processing as well as your ACH. as well as your ACH. You have all of those things. So, it's interesting, and that you've got the fees on this are, scroll down here, I want to say 2.9%
on 2.9% on Amex, 2.7 on everything else.
Really?
So you do actually have the opportunity to save money. A lot of the traditional credit card processors are either 2.9 across the board, or they're variable rate, like Authorize.net. Those Authorize.net card readers are brutal if you have a lot of Amex customers.
Yeah.
We do. So we've always used Stripe. Math works out better that way. But really what they're doing with this is basically you're getting a little discount for everything that isn't Amex. And then Amex, you're just paying basically the Stripe rate.
Yeah.
So actually compelling. Like we were talking about it before the show. Assuming eventually they support ACH through this, like we could actually see ourselves switching over. I mean, it's just free money.
Well, they do. ACH is at 0.80, so 0.8% for ACH, whereas I want to say Stripe is half a point.
Yeah, it's like there's an extra charge the first time, and then it's cheaper every time with that bank account.
Once you get it set up.
Yeah.
So really worth taking a look at. And I don't know, one of the things we're going to go find the payments team here and have a little chat with them today, because if you are processing a lot of credit cards, you're usually cutting deals depending on how big your volume is.
Yeah.
Anytime you go to a new credit card processor, they're usually going to want to say, hey, what is my give us an entire rundown. What percentage are Amex? What percentage is Discover? What's Visa? What's MasterCard? And they need to know this so they can actually calculate what their fees are.
So they don't lose money.
So they don't, right. So they don't lose money across the board. So anyway, really cool. Looking forward to seeing it. So congratulations, Zoho. And we're glad that's off the board. And moving right along, WorkDrive 5.0.
WorkDrive 5.0.
That was the title of our show about 6 hours ago when we kicked this thing off. The evolution from a content collaboration app to an intelligent content management platform. That's WorkDrive 5.0. Tyler, what's going on here?
Yeah, so decent number of updates. We're actually going to do kind of a full run through of this that should go live next week. But a lot of these are around tying in AI, kind of getting it ready for those agents once they are coming out. A lot more automation. So actually essentially being able to trigger effectively like a workflow rule, right? So imagine a file is uploaded to a certain folder. There could be an automation associated with that folder that triggers a notification or things like that. And those are things we've done before using Flow. But if you're just able to do it natively directly inside of the tool, a lot better. Approval processes are getting baked in, right? So being able to say, hey, we've got this, draft of a document, but we want to get Josh's approval before we actually start to run it. So really cool. Again, this is they put a number of minutes up at the top. There's an 18-minute read. So there are a lot of details in here. Well worth if you're a WorkDrive user kind of going through this. I mean, we've pretty much moved fully over. We were Google Drive people for a long time, and about a year ago, we kind of made the switch, and it's been great so far. So
and if you're watching us on YouTube, you're watching me endlessly scroll. So this is definitely going to be one of those stories. We talk about this a lot lately. Tyler's
big one too to highlight that's supposed to be coming with 5.0. You just scroll by there. Is they are supposed to be formally releasing the new WorkDrive and CRM integration. For those who've been following that, it's been in a weird limbo void state for quite a while. You've always been able to build it yourself. We oftentimes set up for a client where an account is created, that creates a WorkDrive folder and brings back that URL into that field in the account. But what they're really going for is like associating that folder, and then I'm in an account and I can see all the files just right there in CRM.
So is this bringing basically the integration you had 5-6 years ago with Docs?
Yeah.
Where what was originally it was Docs,
essentially
was part of CRM.
Yep.
Docs was kind of deprecated. WorkDrive came in, so this is going to have that kind of integration?
Yeah, exactly. I
think
that's what they're going for.
And we've been talking about this a lot lately. We only have 2-3 minutes to cover some of these news articles on the show, but what we're doing now is on these bigger announcements like this, Tyler's going through and doing a full breakdown. They're running anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, kind of highlighting all those, so look for that shortly. All right, and moving right along here with the news, introducing the reviews submodule in Zoho Recruit. Not sure what's going on here, but
I think the idea here. So we use reviews and Recruit quite a lot. Josh was going to join to talk about it, but he's camera shy, so I'll do my best. They manage a lot of the recruiting process, but really what the reviews are is, you might have an interview and then, someone has to write code in front of Greg for an hour and a half. Greg's going to then leave a review and say, hey, they did well on this, but if we hire them, they might do a little training on books. Really what this is they've broken out those reviews into their own kind of little sub-module rather than just existing on a candidate record. I think the idea here is tracking process, right? So Greg might take down some quick notes in a review, but he knows he's going to come back later and flush it out, right? So I might have a review in progress status, and then I come back and say, now it's done. So kind of just, I think, spinning it out so it can be managed as a process. They've done this a lot in Recruit lately. They created the offers module that you can actually track different offers to the same person over time. So yeah, they're doing a lot. This is probably big for recruiters as well. A big part of this is tying into getting client approval or HR approval from that client that you're recruiting for or staffing for. So I think it'll work really well for those that are on that agency edition.
Cool stuff. All right. And we're going to move right along. Anytime we get a chance to talk about a new topic, we're just so excited, because with Bigin, they're not integrations, they're topics. Mm-hmm. And so Bigin
sprinkles on top
has a QuickBooks integration for Bigin. There's not a native QuickBooks integration for CRM, is there?
There's one in the marketplace, and it's a little dubious. We do a lot of custom integrations for QuickBooks.
Well, if you're a Bigin customer and you can now integrate QuickBooks directly using this new topping, eliminates double data entry, keeps everything in sync. This is
pretty robust. I mean, syncing customers, estimates, expenses, and invoices. So really most of what you'd imagine using inside of Bigin. I like the idea of being able to go in, send that estimate directly out, get the digital acceptance. It looks almost similar to the books and CRM integration.
It does. I mean, I'm looking at this. If you're watching us on YouTube, you're seeing them play through this.
Looks great.
It's a nice integration.
Freddie, run the guy, the Zoho, if you're listening. Go ahead and do this in CRM. This would be great. A lot of people will have us build this custom, and I'd love to save them money and just turn this on. Looks like they've done a really good job on it. So maybe take some of those learnings and just move them over. I mean, there are a lot of people that want to move to Zoho Books. We love Zoho Books, but there are scenarios where you got to stay in QuickBooks for a variety of reasons. So it's one of those tools that should be integrated tightly, really, across the platform.
All right, and moving right along here, wrapping up the news. What's new in Zoho inventory for April 2025? We covered almost all of this. The big one were assemblies and kits. But they kind of snuck in replenishments.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is we didn't cover in detail. So now you have this new early access to the replenishments feature in Zoho inventory. So what do we got?
And this is a nice one. So restocking is an important part of selling. You have to have it before you can sell it. I am a warehouse expert, as you can tell. But so what a replenishment is, they're basically expanding the reorder functionality. The way it worked before is there was a field and an item. You put a number in it. Once your stock is below that, you get an email, right? And that's it. But as we know, email is not always the best thing for tracking work that needs to be done. So you can almost think about these replenishments as being created as like a list of things where you need to create POs. So it's a more formalized way of tracking that. I think a lot of people are going to be very happy about that because we've done a lot of complicated things to help people manage reordering, tasks in CRM, custom modules in inventory. And so having this natively baked in is very slick.
And in a very specific integration here, there's now zero integration supported in South Africa for Zoho inventory. I have a feeling we had a rather large customer down in South Africa that needed that zero integration. Well, that's now there. So some other stuff here you'll kind of want to go through, but the big one really was that replenishment. And with that, let's get right on into our code share of the week.
Today's code share comes to us from Andrew, one of our great developers. He's talking about using the dense rank tabular function in Zoho Analytics.
So a simple one.
Yeah, simple one. For preparing data for batch imports. So if you're going to do a mass import or a mass update in the CRM, let's say you've got 100,000 leads that you need to import or update, you can only actually import 30,000 records at a time using just the
CSV and drag and drop.
Yeah, CSV drag and drop. So if you've prepared data in analytics, you have to kind of create these like batch groups.
Okay.
And so the way that Andrew outlines here is using the dense rank function, which in the dense rank, so there's kind of three functions that are kind of in the same family that all do similar things here. You've got row number, rank, and dense rank. Essentially what they do is you specify what you want the criteria for ranking your data rows to be. So in this case, we're just using, I think, just modified time of deal stage.
Got it.
What ranking does is it would, assign a number based on that criteria, but if there's a tie, it'll repeat the same number.
Got it.
So if two people would count as second place, it's going to say 2 each time. Dense rank does the same exact thing, but it just forces an always
Someone
incrementing number. Yes, somebody's in second and somebody's in third.
Got it.
Right? So obviously, because otherwise, if you use just the rank feature, then if you're setting up that kind of batch group, you might end up accidentally grabbing a couple of duplicated numbers, and so you'll accidentally have 30,002 rows, and then suddenly it's going to break. Anyway, so the dense rank is forcing that individual numbering, so
it's essentially putting together this numbering system so that we can more easily split up the file and run these imports.
Right. You can say, let's export just rows 1 through 30,000, and then rows 30,001 to 60,000 to make your imports into the CRM that much easier.
Cool. Nice job, Andrew. As always, I'm always impressed. I've never heard of dense ranking, and I spent a ton of time in analytics. So you must have gotten creative on this one. It sounds like a really cool build.
Yeah, pretty cool.
All righty. I think with that, we're ready to jump right on over to what's new on Zenatta.
All righty. Well, this is kind of an appropriate and cool thing that we've got going on here. So team training. As you know, we have a variety of team training courses. We have got CRM, we have projects, we have desk.
Yep.
And
now we have marketing automation.
And we have marketing automation. Wasn't there one more, though?
Now, Books is on the list.
Coming? All right.
Books is on the list.
So we did kind of a marketing one. We did one around campaigns, but now, campaigns, marketing automation, hopefully one day they become one unified, happy family. Yes. Yeah. So, but anyway, as it is, we have now they are different, and there are a lot of little different things to them, a lot of nuances. So we have changed it up, and now we have a brand new marketing automation team training course. If you're an all-access subscriber, guess what? You get it.
Yep.
It's just going to pop right into your team training. If not, you'll be able to purchase it, and we're going to running a whole new special because we're launching this. So check our newsletter, and we will have a special code available. We're going to run a big promotion. We'll have a new promotion on our all-access training, as well as a special promotion on this marketing automation training as well. So look for that. But anyway, we've kind of got a full breakdown of everything that's going to be in that course and all of our other courses. So
this is a cool one. I know on Wayne's list here is really to flesh this one out even more over time. There are those other marketing tools, the Page Sense, the Sales IQ. So keep an eye on this one. It's going to be growing and growing as we continue to flesh it out. Make sure if you do get access, give us some feedback. We've got a couple different forms that are baked in. We always love to hear from people. If there's any videos you think we missed or anything you want us to add, it's one of our favorite things to hear from you.
All right. And with that, let's head over to YouTube and check out our tips of the week. All right, Tyler, you were hard at work yet again. So forecasting in Zoho CRM. So this is a little different. You actually went through, you're not going through an article in this case.
No, this is a full hands-on tutorial. So over the last 3 or 4 months, I've just been noticing, almost every week or every other week, there's just been these tweaks and improvements and growth areas inside of the forecasting tool. And so I thought, hey, I haven't taken a look at it, being honest, in quite a while. We do a lot of this in analytics, more of our comfort zone, like where we'll default for this type of work. But they've done a really good job. It supports top-down or bottom-up based forecasting. You can set different targets and quotas based on role or the individual person. That has always been a limitation on the CRM side. When you want to track against a quota, a lot of the default dashboards, it's like you pick a number. But sometimes you might have different quotas in different territory or for different people. So as much as it is a forecasting tool, you can also use it for tracking the kind of quotas and what people need to hit. Pretty quick and easy to set up. Overall, I was really happy. You can import directly from your roles. You don't need to go in and manually add them.
Makes it easy.
You can also exclude roles like customer service who might not get a sales quota or forecasting target. Ties in with territories. If you're using those as well. So it's always been one of those tools that felt like an appendix. It's there, but you don't use it. If you wouldn't mind if it was gone. But now they've really improved it quite a lot. It's worth a look if this is something that applies to your business.
I mean, that's good news. One of those things just sat there for
Quite a while.
very long time.
Yeah.
Normally, we're going to pull it into analytics or run some other reports. So good to see they made some improvements on there. So Zoho, if you're listening twice in one show, sales inbox. Let's see some stuff happen with that.
Because I just had to solve stuff with sales.
I love sales
You want it
inbox.
to be good,
The
so bad.
potential of sales inbox is something that just, it really stands out for me. I mean, you would never really, you could use it as your email client. I know you've got mail, but the way it organizes things, anyway, moving right along. And you were busy, so you also did, this is actually a review of the article.
It's a bit of an article, and then I also went into the app a bit.
You
To
did.
show some of those differences.
So this is exciting. So Zoho Bookings 2.0, we use Calendly just because there are a lot of features. So I'm excited. You did the deep dive. How close are we to?
Functionally, it's good.
Okay.
The concerns are always just around calendar syncing. Bookings made the decision architecturally to sync your entire calendar in, whereas Calendly just checks your calendar when someone goes. And so fundamentally, it's always a bit of a challenge to be perfect on the bookings. For us, we use them so heavily that you can't ever have an issue. I think it's gotten a lot better. I know Josh kind of did some testing about a year back, and we found that a lot of the time it stays in sync. I think for a lot of people, it's probably over the hump of good enough, at least to save the money. What they've done here in Bookings 2.0 is to kind of organize things into effectively departments, right? So, and there's something that actually I like that they've done. It would help us versus how Calendly does it. You can basically have, let's say, a consultants department and a developers department, and then easily set templated meeting types and automations and rules differently for those different people, right? Because I might have a workflow rule where when a consultant gets a meeting booked, I want to stamp a date on the deal that says most recent meeting.
Right.
But if a developer got a meeting booked, I might not want to do that, right? So now I can have those workflows be kind of partitioned into these different buckets. So it's a pretty good improvement. The big thing is always just the calendar syncing. So yeah, we'll put it on our radar to maybe retest that, kind of put it through the paces, do an update. Because, we'd love to save money. Calendly is not actually very cheap, and pretty much everyone uses it.
No.
So it'd be a great thing.
We'd save almost 5,000 a year, something like that, if we took this part of Zoho One. So
They're already.
yeah, good news. Good news. I mean, this has been going on for quite a while. For a conversation earlier about when this was originally released, it was built on Creator. Do you still feel it's on Creator? Or no.
Doubt it.
Okay.
I know it was original.
Doesn't feel that way anymore. Very, very, very nice. All right. And if you don't know, YouTube is where all of our videos reside. You also can find them on the resource library over at Zenatta.com. But if you head over to youtube.com/Zenatta, that is where all of our latest videos are. We'd love it if you would subscribe, follow us. So ring the bell. So every time we have a new video drop, it's almost every day, you'll get a little announcement. But head on over there and check it out. We are at 24,600 subscribers. So another angel, 25,000 subscribers. At 25,000, 25 angels get their win.
Yeah, so Freddie,
That's
that's
a
animation.
big one. You get one for every minor 1,000, you get one angel. But 25,000, 25 angels. Help an angel out. And that's going to wrap up another edition of the CRM Zen Show. As always, our special edition from here at Zoholics. And today we've got our entire team. I want to thank everybody on the back there that was helping manage all these crazy cameras. This was a wild setup getting this whole thing going and working, but we had a lot of fun. Producer Freddie, big shout out, man. He was going
He's
crazy.
tolerant of us,
He's
man.
very
He's
going back
tolerant.
there on the back end. So we anyway, it's been great. Been great doing it. Great time here at Zoholics. We got one more full day left. We're excited about that. We've got John with us. He's killing it. We've got Josh with us. Greg, as always. And then Chris. No one knows Chris. Secret. Chris is joining the team here in a couple weeks, and he actually had tickets and came here, so he's been hanging out with the team all week. We have had an absolutely fantastic time. As always, if you would like to get a hold of us, please just reach out to go to Zenatta.com and click on book a meeting in the upper right-hand corner, and we will be in touch with you very shortly, usually just in a day or two. So with that, Tyler?
On the website, as always, you're going to find complete episodes of the show, as well as links to all the stories we discussed today. If you want that news delivered straight to your inbox every morning, be sure to subscribe to our newsletter. Last but not least, we always appreciate when you like and subscribe here on YouTube, as well as your choice of podcast app. We will see you next time.
Take care, everybody.
The CRM Zen Show was produced by Podcaster Zen.
That's a wrap.
That is
Good
a
show.
wrap.
Very nice.
Rock and roll.